The Oruga Podcast.
Somehow somebody's always looking the other way. Now look at these guys. They look busy, right?
That's so stupid. But what were you talking about?
I lost my train of thought.
What, you saying after Water's World you kind of get a brain tumor?
Yeah. His content is quite harassing.
He's literally harassing women. He's like, he literally went up to a woman and smelled her hair like he was biting. Like, that was so...
Yeah, no words. He just goes in for the sniff.
He's just like, ready? He's just...
Just imagine that on the back of your ear.
That's so disgusting and so fucking creepy. And then he goes up to another one and is like, so what would I say? What would you say to me if I told you that you had a smashing tank top? That's like, you're fucking weird. That's what I would
Smashing.
say. Smashing.
What verbiage was being used back then?
I don't know. But the fact that they were cutting, after he would say that, they would cut to Dumber and Dumber, of a clip of Dumber and Dumber. Like, this is clearly entertainment. This is not news. This is not...
Yeah, purely comedic. Welcome to the first episode of the app. Be sure to check out Oruga's shop. We make shirts and hoodies that are comfortable and stylish. Follow @ShopOruga and visit orugastore.com. That is ORUGA store.com. Beat produced by Saipuda. Check him out at saipudabeats.com. We could talk about it. An overturned semi.
Oh my god, dude. How many... So, we were driving on 471 in Cincinnati, well, in Kentucky, on the way to Cincinnati, and there was a semi-truck that was completely, like, half flipped over on the shoulder.
Yeah, on the side of the road.
Yeah, so, like, it just, like, dipped... So I guess the semi-truck was, driving in it, like, I guess veered off to the right shoulder, and the shoulder must be just deep as hell, because, like, we saw the whole underbelly of the semi, and there was, like, maybe 4 or 5 different fire trucks there?
Yeah.
How many fire trucks were there? At least
3.
At least 3, man. And
that shit was bonkers.
Oh my gosh, there was traffic all the way up to the river.
Almost the bridge.
Which was,
yeah, you don't see that every day though.
No, that was like a couple miles of traffic, which in Cincinnati, that shit never happens. Traffic never happens. When people complain about traffic in Cincinnati, it's usually like 30 minutes extra at max, literally, and that's only at rush hours.
Like a concert going on.
Yeah. Dude, I always think about how I went to Miami, or maybe it was Orlando. I was in Orlando like 5 or 6 years ago, and there was traffic at 10 p.m. Like stop and standalone traffic. And and I remember we just got off the plane, and we got a taxi cab, like a yellow taxi cab, and this guy was just like, yeah, this shit's normal. Yeah, just, whatever, it's normal traffic. This happens from, like rush hour, but it accumulates all over, like, throughout the day. And it's like, what? It's 10 p.m., bro. And he's like, yeah, this is normal, don't worry. I was like, okay.
Imagine getting food at that time.
I just couldn't imagine that much traffic in your city.
Yeah.
Like, that will be the thing I'll have to, like, really adapt with when I live in Cincinnati now, but if I'm going to live in a different city, I'm really going to have to know, is the metropolitan, traffic, should I deal with it?
Scale of 2 out of 10 in terms of traffic around the world.
What, here?
Yeah. Took my phone off.
I mean, I remember, I was in Philadelphia, 2 weeks ago, and I have to say, like, the traffic really wasn't that bad in Philadelphia. It was really pretty easy. And I was going from, I was in a hotel about 45 minutes south of Philadelphia, and then I drove to downtown. And I mean, like, maybe 5 minutes of traffic, like, here and there, but, like, nothing really. It was really nice. It was super easy to get around that city, too. It was so damn easy. It almost felt like it was laid out like Cincinnati, too. Like, how, like, the river roads and, like, how every bridge was, like, so logical, too. Like, my cat just got on my lap and knows how to really scratch the fuck out of me. Okay, Ruby.
The death eyes.
Dude, she is so brutal with her nails recently. Gosh. Yeah. Well, talk to me, Nolan. What's going on?
Well, I'm not getting scratched to death.
You got any date ideas for your girl?
Shit. Olive Garden's all taken up.
Olive Garden? Jesus, dude, that's the worst place. You know what? So you earlier today were showing me almost like a propaganda piece of how white people food is so bad.
In China.
In China, it was a propaganda piece of like Lunchables.
It literally looked like a Lunchable.
It looked like Lunchables, and it looked like a horribly made salad.
The ham and like the cheese one.
Yeah.
It wasn't cheddar though, which was random. It was like Swiss.
You know the salad that they were making fun of, where they have like sliced avocados and everything's like kind of separate?
Yeah, what is that salad called?
That salad that they were copying off of is so good though.
Really?
It's such a good salad.
And they just messed it up.
And they just fucked it up. And
yeah,
they're
they
like,
butchered it.
White people are horrible at making food. And it's like, okay, bro, but like you're kind of butchering it yourself.
Yeah.
Like,
we don't add seasonings, but it doesn't look that bad.
Yeah, white people do not know how to do seasonings. That's for damn sure. Oh, the only seasoning we know is barbecue, but like, gosh, yeah. Oh, gosh. But Olive Garden, man. Olive Garden's like the peak of horrible food to me. The Olive Garden's such shit. Oh my god. Their breadsticks literally taste like they're rubber. They should be, those breadsticks should be surrounding my wheel alloy right now because they are so hard, they're so rubbery, and they just do not taste good.
Yeah, you're right. They're extra chewy.
They
must have changed the recipe.
Like, that's what I literally have to do every single time I eat one of those. And I was in a really nice restaurant, and they baked, like, fresh bread. They baked fresh bread for the table. Oh, my God. It was, like, Longhorn bread, but, like, 10 times better. You know what I mean? Like, actually good bread. And it's worth to die for. Some actually good, fresh baked bread that's actually got like a nice layer of like crispiness, and then it's got like warm milky like center.
You said from what place?
It was this Founding Farmers. That's what the restaurant was called. It was called Founding Farmers, and
that's a funny name.
Well, it's the restaurant's in Philadelphia and in downtown DC.
Okay, that makes sense.
And they make all like fresh stuff, and like everything's like made in house. And I had some pasta, and you could tell that they handmade the pasta because the pasta doesn't look perfect. You know what I mean? Like when you make your own noodles for pasta, it never looks perfect, and sometimes the noodles like stick to each other just because they're so fresh. And like, it was good. It was decent. I will say, though, my waiter did smell like B.O. But, like, that's not his fault. I'm sure he was working hard.
Working hard for that tip, man.
Yeah, he smelled like such B.O., though. And he would stand right by me, too. And he would lean over to, like, to fill up the water cups. And, oh, my God.
That's always the worst angle.
You could tell he didn't shower the night before, and then he didn't put on B.O. He didn't put on deodorant. And his B.O. was just rank. But I was like, you know what? What can you do? Thank you for the water. There's nothing you can do. But, yeah, Founding Farmers was really good, though. I really did enjoy it. And the way they had the restaurant laid out was kind of cool. Like, each room had, like, a theme. So it was like a farmhouse is what the restaurant was, like, themed off of. And each individual...
like, where they raised their own animals, like, each room was different animal? Or
No.
That'd be really trippy.
So, like, okay, what
like,
I mean by, like...
only chicken being served in this room?
That'd be cool. But kind of a little annoying.
Restaurant concept.
That'd be cool, but...
different meat in each room.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. No, but like when I mean like almost like a plantation home. Like one was like one part of the restaurant was a library themed, like a home library theme. The other part was like a living room theme. The other part was like, you know, the family home bar. Like it was just like very homey.
Like a Cracker Barrel?
Like a Cracker Barrel.
Without a gift shop?
Yeah.
Or did it have a gift shop?
It did not have a gift shop.
Oh, that's the one thing it's lacking?
Yeah, no, I don't think they're lacking that.
They don't need it.
They don't need that. You know, I've been looking at Cracker Barrel's logo recently and how it's just a lima bean. Or no, it's not a lima bean. It's a kidney bean. Have you ever seen that?
No.
It's so blatantly just a kidney bean. Like it's.
I thought it was a dude in like a rocking chair.
Of course it is. Of course it is. But
then what part is the bean?
What was the
Cracker Barrel?
Cracker Barrel. Cracker. Wow. So audience, I don't know how to spell. There we go. Cracker Barrel. So it's literally a kidney bean. It's so blatantly.
Oh, it's the background of it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why I never noticed it. I just thought it was an oval.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. That it was an oval this whole time.
That was a shitty picture of it. Why are you supplying Wikipedia?
Wikipedia
the
has
smallest image.
Wikipedia literally has like
the Pride Month, the Cracker Barrel.
Dude, Cracker Barrel does not need a Pride Month. Stop it.
How many people are going?
What corporation isn't gonna have a Pride Month? I have no issue.
That pink one is unique though.
The pink one?
The pink lime bean.
Whoa, this is like 80s retro. That's kind of cool. If they're gonna go
they
Pride
celebrate
Month,
Pride. Cracker Barrel celebrates Pride Month.
That's so funny. And the title is Cracker Barrel has fallen, in quotes. right wingers rage over restaurant's Pride Month support. Yeah, I get it though. That is
a brand that I would not expect. Out of all of them, I'd expect like Burger King or some shit to do that.
Because Cracker Barrel tailors to those Republican, Christian, Baptist.
That's why they have a gift shop.
That's why they have a gift shop, because they can't go anywhere else to shop.
They got all the mom gifts in there.
They got all the mom gifts. They got. That's so strange. That's interesting though. I have just a disclaimer, man. I have no issue with Pride and all of that stuff, but like, it's a little off-brand for Cracker Barrel. Because, audience, if you saw what we're looking at Cracker Barrel guy with a colorful hand fan and a full afro. A full color afro.
I'm pretty sure the Cracker Barrel guy.
The Cracker Barrel guy's white, let's be honest. He's got a full afro.
The name is Cracker Barrel.
It's Cracker.
Cracker.
And he's literally got an afro. It's an old country story. Like, they just don't get their audience. They don't get their audience. My grandfather goes to Cracker Barrel.
This is such a missed opportunity.
This is Bud Light, but nobody's talking about it.
Their sales aren't down yet.
What do you think? What do you think Bud Light's doing right now? Do you think they're cracking down on being that progressive beer now? Do you think like that's what their lane is?
Yeah, I mean, I don't see any like seltzers picking up the torch, picking up the baton and running with it. You know?
Of what, being like a prideful brand?
Yeah,
that's fair. That's a good point.
And seltzers is like the market I would expect.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I don't know.
Do you think
flavorful drinks? You know.
Sure.
Not beer. Beer is not the outlet I would expect for Pride, you know.
For sure, because that's when you're talking about Pride, you're talking about the younger generation kids. You're talking about the, you know what I mean. It just feels like a younger generational thing. Like the whole. I don't believe a 40-year-old gay man is gonna fall for,
Cracker Barrel's celebrating Pride Month.
Yeah,
I should participate.
I should go there and give them my dollars because they have a rainbow on there, and they don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
The 40-year-old gay guy's not gonna care if Cracker Barrel.
I don't think either
or Chase
audience.
Chase cards are be like, yeah, we have a Pride credit card now. They don't care. Come on.
I don't think either audience is going in that Cracker Barrel though.
No. Oh. You never know. You really don't think that?
Like,
you don't think any suckers will go for this?
I think both parties, both people are like, I don't want to go in there. It looks like it's not for me. And then it's like they could read the text and they're like, old country store? Nah. And then the other people, they could be like, oh, I see a rainbow and I don't want to go in there.
Yeah, for sure. And the pink logo definitely
There's
doesn't
the two biased.
Yeah. But it's also like, oh gosh. I lost my point. Yeah. It's unbelievable. I wonder what the full pitch was of that but the marketing manager of Bud Light. I want to see what her marketing pitch was.
Yeah.
To
the whole board.
To the whole board of like, okay.
I need to see the conference call.
Right. And
everyone being like, yeah, thumbs up.
Thumbs up. This sounds like a great idea. Because I want to know if it was like a full-fledged, like, okay, guys, we've been losing...
Unanimous.
Yeah. Because I wonder if it's like a long-term plan that they actually been planning about. And they're like, of course we're going to have whiplash in the beginning. But these are the projected numbers over 4 years. Imagine if Bud Light just fucking throws everybody out the water in a couple years. Because they get every little young... LGBT supporter and just clinch onto them because like that's the only beer they want to drink now because it's got the pride colors. That would be so wild.
Yeah.
I really do wonder if she was thinking long term.
They definitely are first in terms of brands.
For sure. And it's not
and it's crazy because like it happened a few years ago when a bunch of companies started changing their logos to rainbow flags and then it's just evolved from there.
This goes back to 2020 when
George everyone
Floyd
put the black squares.
Yes, dude.
And
every single corporation that you could think of that you can name on the top of your head
and participation
was like
for
Black Lives Matter has never been more important to our corporation.
And then it just is like a phase for 2 months, 3 months.
Yeah, dude.
How many of those people have kept the squares, you know?
I wonder. That's a good
like the statistics, the percentage of people.
And also, we're not against Black Lives Matter. Let's just be clear that. But,
I mean, of course.
But we can clearly tell you that there's definitely little posers that are like, this is going to help our marketing campaign. We're gonna get massive sales from putting Black Lives Matter on all of our campaign videos. It's so wild. Like,
it's crazy to discover this just looking up Cracker Barrel.
If you asked me, you've pointed a gun at my head and be like, would Cracker Barrel ever go LGBT? And I'd be like, you're out of your damn mind. Of course they're not going to. They like their audience. And then you show me this and I'd clearly die. Because
you have failed.
Cracker Barrel went full-fledged into the whole LGBT. That's such a crazy image.
You could do a whole dive into every brand that does this. And Cracker Barrel just did it very poorly. With changing the theme.
This looks like my 6-year-old cousin put this together. I mean, I'm not saying that's like, it just has a rainbow and then it just has a color gradient and then that's all they did. And then they made the Cracker Barrel logo pink. Like, listeners, if you don't look up Cracker Barrel Pride Month, you're missing out because this is so outlandish. It's so crazy to see the kidney bean pink. Like, it's so disgusting.
Iconic.
Yeah, you got me there. It is iconic. Because this is so great because
they're famous for their biscuits.
Yeah.
They need that new audience.
Do you like their food? Do you like Cracker Barrel? No, okay.
The last thing I ate from there was like pancakes or some shit.
Let me tell you, the only time I really do enjoy Cracker Barrel is when I'm driving on the highway cross country, and you're like, it's the only place that I actually can get like pancakes, or I can get like a waffle, and it's actually decent. But besides being on a road trip, there is no reason to go to a Cracker Barrel in my mind.
That's the only place my grandma trusted when she was going across the country with her husband. Mm-hmm. My grandpa.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Why would I say her husband?
Oh, that's a good question. Are you okay? Is everything okay at home?
Man, just going through it.
So Nolan, are you going to take your girl to Cracker Barrel?
Celebration of Pride Month, of course.
Of course, right?
They hit the nail.
Yeah, they definitely did. Oh, God, what is this? We are excited to celebrate Pride Month with our employees and guests. Everyone is always welcome at our table, and our rainbow rocker. There we go. Happy Pride.
They have a rainbow rocker?
Yeah, okay. So that was a tweet by Cracker Barrel on Twitter. Yeah, pretty fun. Okay.
What an interesting dive.
Oh yeah, I actually really that was such a gift from God to see Cracker Barrel like that. I never thought of it.
They've hit a new low.
A new low. No, and you seem biased. You know.
A new low in their marketing.
In their marketing, for sure. They do not understand their audience. But maybe Bud Light does though. Maybe they figured it out. I actually do wonder what is going on with Bud Light recently.
Maybe they're taking into consideration what it's like to market after you introduce this instead of worrying about it now.
You're saying just don't even care about
they
the
don't
backlash.
care about I feel like they don't care about the backlash. They're either way, they're still supported by one of the top beer companies, and they're not gonna go broke. Oh yeah, this was
Was this an actual thing?
No,
Garth
it's not an actual stir. He just says that he would be serving all drinks. He didn't just. He's
Garth Brooks was like, "Nah, I don't care."
He just said,
specifying.
I don't care about any drinks in my bar. He didn't really say what that article is over.
Garth Brooks is a funny dude. He's such a weirdo.
How old is he?
Garth Brooks?
Is he older than 50?
Garth is fucking old.
I'm fucking too young to understand.
I don't think he's he's 60. He looks good though for 60. Yeah, we'll give him that.
Who do you think's older, this guy or Tim McGraw?
Tim McGraw? Tim McGraw.
Really?
Oh my God, Tim McGraw for
sure. Dude, that guy he used to be a legend.
I fucking hate Tim McGraw.
I hate him too.
He's
56. I knew he was younger. But yeah, they're right around the same age.
These are these fake cowboy looking boys that just like a cowboy hat and some jeans.
His last name is McGraw, man.
Whatever,
how country
bro.
Can he get?
Mick is literally an English thing, bro.
Graw. Yeah. That's just raspy sounding.
McGraw. It is a good name though. As an artist, that is a good name. Garth is such a horror. Imagine.
Yeah, that's like barf.
Imagine anointing your child with such a poisonous name. Hey, what's up, Garth? How you doing? That is such a horrible name.
Where's that name at? And is that Wayne's World?
Garth? I don't know.
I think it's Wayne's World.
Is it?
That's his sidekick, yeah.
Is Garth?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the guy with the blonde hair.
Yeah, the blonde, long hair.
Yeah. And he looks he's very, of course.
Yeah, what a weird name though. Sorry for anyone named Garth.
Imagine if you really like Garth and you're like, that's the perfect name for my child. Oh, Garth.
We could have a whole episode about making fun of names.
Oh my God, dude. There's so many names to make fun of. Oh my gosh. You could go down the list of just how many annoying names there are. But Garth is a good one. Garth's a really good one.
That's a starter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I'll cut that out. So what else, Nolan? What else is going on? So okay. So the whole date thing. Where you gonna take her? So no, let's give a little context. Text.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. So you need to take your girl on a date, right?
Professional.
A professional date.
One where I plan it all out.
Okay.
One where I like reserve it as an actual, like a table.
Sure.
Call in early, you know?
Yeah. Honestly, I think we could do that during this podcast. I think we could do reservations. Do you have open table?
Yeah, of course.
You have open table. That's actually.
But dates are iffy now that she's in class and all that.
No, that's perfect. No. That doesn't make it iffy. That means you have a set time.
Oh yeah, you're right.
It doesn't mean like it's up in the air at any day. That means
I guess it narrows it down. Yeah,
you have a window.
You're right.
You have a window of what day she's off. What day is she off?
Fridays and Saturdays.
If you don't plan one if you don't see her during those days, I'm sure she'll be pissed. Right?
Of course, yeah.
Of course. Yeah. No, yeah. I've had a girlfriend before.
Always got to see them on their off days.
Of course. You got to celebrate the Sabbath.
Spend the quality time.
Of course. Celebrating the Sabbath with your girl is always important. Okay, so what's a good like? So what's your budget? Under 50?
Yeah, definitely.
Under 50. Okay. So let's say under 50. So you only want to spend $50 on the meal, or do you want to spend $50 on the whole date?
Probably just on the meal.
Just on the meal. And then you could spend some money on what, parking or like?
I guess that is taken into account.
Because you could take your girl
for the budget.
You could take. I'm just gonna say your name. You could take Cynthia to McDick's. All right. And then you could take Cynthia to McDick's.
But that's not memorable.
No, but then you go to like, I don't know.
Oh, and
like
do
a nice
like a
place.
really I know what you mean.
Right.
Like $30 tickets for something.
For sure.
Really cheap food.
Yeah, you go for cheap food and then you go to the opera.
Yeah.
But
I could see that evening out.
Yeah.
You just gotta select the right venues, you know.
For sure.
Not McDick's.
Oh, dude. Actually, okay. So, I had a really great date once. It was going to the Contemporary Art Museum, and then there's a kind of like a Tex-Mex restaurant, spitting distance from the Contemporary Art Museum. And like, oh my gosh, I had such a great time. And that was when I first like turned 21 too. So like I had my ID said I was 21, but the thing is it wasn't rotated yet. It was still like a vertical license, and they would always be like, "Excuse me, this isn't like, over 21." I was like, "Come on, just read it, please."
Yeah. You didn't read it all.
So eventually they did give me some drinks, and I was so hammered at that Tex-Mex. But I think we actually ate first and then went to the Contemporary Art Museum. So I was like kind of drunk walking through the art museum. That was fucking fun. Oh my god, that was so much fun. But the art museums, if you go to the wrong one, the tickets, they're so expensive sometimes. They're like, what, $10 a person?
For what kind of tickets?
For the Contemporary
Oh,
art
yeah,
museum.
definitely.
You know what I mean? They're like, you know what I mean? They're,
Some of their interactive shit is cool, though. Where you get to touch buttons, or like, where you wave your hand in front of it and it changes.
They had one, I don't know I guess an exhibit would be the correct word. And it was like a table in the center of the room. And then it had a digital, I don't know if it was like a 3D kind of projector, but it projected land and how, like, the natural rises of land. I don't know how to say that. Like, I guess the geological.
Oh, are you talking about just like elevation and all that?
Yes, the elevation of like a set plot
of land. Like the topography.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
I forgot that word for a second.
But it literally 3D projected all of it on this center table, and it looked so real, and it like.
Was it all flat?
I don't really remember, but I just remember being absolutely mesmerized by it. I don't think it was actually.
Oh, I think I've seen something similar, and it's just sand, and you move the sand with your hand, and it projects it as if it was like a mountain.
That's
know what
cool.
I mean? And you you could scoop the sand up and form a mountain or a pyramid, and it would like color code it in a way.
And the shit that they can do with projectors now is so unbelievable. Like the projectors that you can just tuck right by the walls, and then they project onto the wall, and it's like a perfectly square, perfectly good looking picture. but the projector's scooted as close to the wall as it can be, like next to where it's going to be projecting.
Yeah.
So it's literally just like a 40 degrees angle look like projecting onto the wall, and it's so cool that you don't have to project across the room anymore. You can just, it's really cool. I like that.
We're definitely going to have holograms in our lifetime. You know, where it's just like a spinning glass box, and it's just got like light shooting through it, you know?
So, do you think our robots in the future are going to just have holograms on, like it's going to have a blank surface over the robot, and then it'll have a hologram as like as almost like a cloak, instead of like actually rechanging itself, or like I don't know, like
rebuilding,
like changing its visuals. I don't know. Like there's okay, so in China, I was watching a video in China of robots, of like these like maids and all this that can
like the motorized ones on wheels.
No, like actual
Are you talking about
looking
in Japan?
Women-looking robots that
are they
that
front,
are maids,
like front desk people? I seen a receptionist.
I've seen a few of those too.
I seen a receptionist who is a robot, and that's like becoming more popular.
That's so scary.
I know.
That's so scary. I like a front receptionist. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Not handing my card over to
a robot. Ugh, no, dude. Imagine trying to talk to a robot too.
Yeah,
imagine,
I would not want to set up that appointment, you know.
I mean, we have a whole set of rules and dialogue rules for how to have a phone call. You know, we say hello, we go into our conversation, we say goodbye, and then you hang up the phone. Imagine you have a whole set of dialogue rules for robots. There's no like gratuities anymore. You just fucking shout at it.
You don't even say thank you anymore because they don't have feelings.
What do they need to be thankful for?
That probably plays a bad role in humans, because they're just going to end up treating technology worse. And then they're going to probably display that onto humans. Being like, just feel the same way. As if like, oh, I didn't say thank you to this robot. I don't have to say thank you to you either.
Oh, for sure.
Or like, excuse me. You know?
Gosh.
That'll probably play a big role in emotions and just like how you talk to people.
Imagine in our lifetime if, like, you know, shit, I mean, we're 20 now, but like in our 70s, like pizza boys and, you know, delivery guys are just going to be robots, and we won't even be able
probably
to tell.
Amazon delivery drivers, they're probably going to try and wipe those jobs from the earth.
Oh, yeah.
And
FedEx
just have
drivers,
self-driving vans or something.
It won't even be like a humanoid. It would just be like
imagine
this
the
drone
box.
thing.
The box just comes out on a conveyor belt and just lands on your front porch. It's like delivered. You could even, and it just snaps a picture with the same arm that it's reaching out with.
Mm-hmm.
It's like delivered.
And they're like, actually, you know, drones and these robots, that's not really a good route anymore. We're just going to heavily package our boxes now, and we're just going to shoot it at your door.
Yeah,
and
mass shipments.
So they'll just like...
Of Amazon deliveries.
Yeah. And they
like,
just...
call the care pack in.
Almost like, you know those t-shirt air guns that they have at like Reds games or shit like that? And they'll just put the t-shirt in there, and they'll... I guess it's an air compressor, and then that air compressor fills up, and then you shoot it. They'll just do that for Amazon, too.
If Amazon had access to that, we'd be over with.
Dude, every door is going to be dented in. Dogs in the firing range are going to be hurt.
In the landing zone.
In the landing zone.
Area of impact.
Dude, okay, so what, we're both 22 right now, and when we were in grade school and high school, they were talking about drone deliveries happening in the next couple years. Amazon was like, we're definitely going to have drone deliveries. You know what I'm talking... Have you heard about that?
I mean, I did hear about that in high school. Being like drones becoming really popularized.
Yeah. And like they're going to be so prevalent.
Did you see that for the game, they are blocking the city's air radius, like air zone, from drones? They don't want drones to be...
In what city?
Let me see.
So you're saying that, like, I forget what...
It's called a no drone zone.
A no drone zone. That's
and
funny.
This is happening in...
No drone zones have been kind of a up-and-coming thing, I guess, because more and more people are using their drones to film, like, just live events, really. I know, like, the NFL is, like, really trying to combat this, where people are just flying drones by games.
Damn.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's, like, a danger to that, too, because these things can just fall right out of the sky. It's not like they have a parachute or anything.
Yeah, in America, flying drones in and around stadiums that seat 30,000 people or more is prohibited by law. 1 hour before and ending 1 hour after.
Whoa.
Could you imagine that you're just flying your drone out after a game and they're like...
It's not 1 hour afterwards. And you're like, go fuck
yeah,
yourself,
you're just flying it over like half an hour later after a game.
You know what the thing is?
And you're like, I'm going to have to write you up for a ticket.
You said 30,000 people?
Yeah, that's every stadium.
No. Nolan, there's no stadium in Cincinnati that has more than 30,000.
Really?
No, the Bengals, I forget what they're called. Paycor Stadium is like, what, 22,000? And then the soccer stadium that we have on Liberty Street is not even, I don't know. I forget what was it, FC Cincinnati? FC Cincinnati has probably 14,000 seats. Nothing more than that.
Super Bowl fans, leave your drone at home.
Do you imagine the social unawareness you have to have? Be like, I'm going to the Super Bowl. Let's bring my drone.
Man, it's crazy how the Federal Aviation Administration is just so gung-ho against drones.
What's their acronym?
The FAA.
The FAA.
.gov. They are anal about drones.
They should be, though.
Yeah, you're right.
They should be.
I mean, you probably could attach anything to that shit. Cameras.
That's what you could weaponize those things
them
so quickly.
I'd be scared of them, too. I mean, that's the next weapon. Looking for comfortable... Looking for comfortable and stylish apparel? Something right up your alley? Oruga has a collection for you. Monochrome features sleek black and white designs. The Workweek in Thermal features pops of vibrant color. Check out orugastore.com for unique styles and streetwear.
How am I not supposed to be scared of the Chinese balloon that hovered over? I don't even remember what time of the year that was. Was that March?
I feel like it was earlier. When was that?
I feel like that was March. But even then, dude, like, putting, like, biochemicals doesn't seem like such a far stretch. Like, those, like, aerial...
That was a week. That was from January 28th to February 4th.
Whoa.
23.
It was that early?
Yeah.
What was those dates again?
Before March.
Let me hear that again. What were the dates?
From January 28th to February 4th.
That seems like such a short time.
Yeah. Everyone's making such a big deal about it, but I mean, it was going over the United States for an entire week.
So I was talking to a relative, and I was talking to him about this subject, the Chinese balloon that went over the United States, and he was saying, I was like, why would the Chinese need to do this? Because they have all the cameras from satellites. Like, why would they need imagery of the United States? Why would they need more imagery? If that is what their deal is surveillance. Mm-hmm. And
that's what they label it as, yeah.
Right, because that's what I would assume they would label it as.
Weather and that, yeah.
They're not doing weather. Like, get the fuck out of here. They're doing surveillance on the United States of America. Like, that just seems like the most logical explanation. And he was saying that some cameras require you to get closer to be able to... it's not infrared, but there's this new type of camera that they've been using in the Amazon that can go through shrubbery.
Like thick? greenery?
Yes, it can go through forests, and that's
Damn.
how they figured out that the Amazon rainforest has a lot of Aztec cities in it. Or not Aztec.
And like hidden highways.
Yes.
Hidden,
roadways
roads.
and roadways that couldn't be formed naturally. Like they are clearly man-made. And when they were like taking images of the Amazon, he was saying that this has to be something that is filmed over a certain altitude, because the higher you go, the worse the imagery is, just because of what the camera equipment. Just the caliber of the camera equipment we have at this point in time. Mm-hmm. And he was saying, like, it would make sense that they would need a weather balloon instead of a satellite, because you have to get closer, and like they'll never get approval to just have a helicopter just fly over. So the weather balloon seems like the most logical thing, because they need that altitude.
Yeah, if it was manned, they'd be like, we're not sure about shooting this down.
But it seems so more logical to me just to hire an American.
But
don't you think an American would stab American? Well, not stab it, but I'm saying, like, wouldn't you think that China was like, let's just have a mass project. Let's just hire a bunch of helicopters. Let's hire a bunch of Americans to fly. I mean,
they already own a bunch of buildings and shit.
Yeah.
China
owns a bunch of American property, American businesses, American everything, man. It's not like they have no foothold. Exactly. And they could do it under the radar. But they needed something that was like...
Or not under the radar, but just very casually.
Super casual.
Instead, they have to, like, do some weird shit.
And for it to be in the public eye. I find that so interesting that they really wanted the public eye. Because, like, if... It was so public for so long. It's not like... There were people on my Snapchat that I went to grade school with that were taking photos of it. They saw it. It was, like, clear as day, too.
Really?
Yes, dude. Like, it was so visible.
I guess it was, or has to be, since it's low altitude,
Mm-hmm. It was so funny, too. Like,
it flies lower than planes?
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I don't remember.
If it's visible, I guess it would be flying. I don't know. But how do you identify it not being manned? Just because it's a balloon?
You probably can tell by the device, I guess, that it wouldn't have any... I don't know. I wonder if they can just tell that it has, like, signals being
relayed in and out.
Yeah.
And if it's manual or automatic.
Mm-hmm. They gotta be able to, like... How could the American government not jam its signal?
Yeah. Just be like, descend. Click, descend.
Literally. How could they not hack this thing either?
Yeah.
Like, I know that's such a blanket term, hack. But just the fact that they were like, you know what? Nope, we can't do anything. We are super helpless.
We're gonna wait until it's over Washington, D.C.
Did
they shoot it out over the ocean?
And believe me, I'm a proud American. I love being American. But the fact that we were embarrassed and we had our tail between our leg when a weather balloon went over America, we're like, nope.
What's the real enemy?
It's definitely the incompetence. And I'm not saying that's
meteorology.
Like, it's not our administration. Like, I'm not gonna be like, oh, it's the Democrats, it's Biden's administration as the issue.
Pushovers.
It's our fucking military, I would assume, that had at least a majority of the decision making during that process. But who knows? Who knows, man? What a mystery. I can't believe they have it. I can't believe, like, that story has completely glossed over. Yeah. Like, that story has glossed over as much as Epstein has.
If it was my executive decision, that shit would have been flying for, like, a day at max, 2 days at max over my border. And I would have just been like, yeah.
When it was in Canada, they should have been like, you know what?
Yeah, Canada, we'll help you out. We'll take it out for you.
We'll take it out, and then they'll start some more forest fires in Canada.
I think Trump was saying that if he was president while this was going on, he said that he would have shot it down and had China pay for it. Do you remember that quote? That was an actual quote.
That's a great quote, though.
Yeah.
I really like that. That seems really similar to his. We're gonna build the wall and have Mexico pay for it.
Yeah.
That's like
have everyone else pay for something.
That's copy and paste, bro.
Yeah. Same ideology.
Gosh, man.
Just have them pay for it.
We were watching the news earlier today, and we saw what was
a Trump aide?
No, it was the Trump lawyer.
Oh yeah, his attorney.
His attorney and spokesman. That's what it was.
Spokeswoman.
You're so correct. She was a spokeswoman. And Jesus Christ, he just knows how to pick out the most beautiful lawyer in the goddamn world. Like, he literally picked this spokeswoman. I'm sure she's a really accredited lawyer, and I'm sure she's a really amazing lawyer, whatever. But, like, Jesus, he really made sure he had the prettiest one. It's so wild.
He doesn't, yeah. Her name is Alina Habba.
Let me see Alina Habba one more time.
At least she looks familiar. She is an American lawyer and managing partner of Habba Maddow. I don't know how to pronounce that.
Wow, she did not look like 39 years old. She looked way younger than that, so good for you, Alina. Wow. Jesus.
The thumbs up. The thumbs up.
Jesus. Man, he is so excited to have Alina on his team.
on his legal team, defending his ass. Oh, look.
Let me see that photo.
No way.
No way, dude. He's got to be dating Alina.
Dude, he bagged her.
Oh my god.
Got her a cake and everything.
Okay, so
and
no. I want to.
Where's the wife in this photo?
Where is the wife? So
she's cropped out.
Cropped out of the photo.
That has to be her, right?
So, listeners, so we're talking about Donald J. Trump has a new lawyer. Her name is Alina Habba.
I don't know if she's exactly new.
That's true. But she looks new to me. I don't know. I feel like he fired his last lawyer.
I mean, he's gone through so many legal teams.
Can I just see this image? Because I need to describe this image to the listeners. Listeners, we're looking at
orange Donald Trump.
We're looking at an orange Donald Trump who looks like he doesn't know where he is. Okay?
He does look delusional.
He looks so delusional. And he's like... and Alina is just sitting up straight. She is wearing a nice watch.
This looks like one of the greatest days of her lives.
Yeah, for sure.
Probably top 5.
Well, because she's probably getting the best business opportunity that she's had in a while. I mean, to be
you got an old rich guy right next to you giving you cake.
Okay. So this photo is a photo of them together at a dinner table, and it looks like a kind of an Italian restaurant. And Alina's got a happy birthday cake that looks big enough to feed a full family of 60 people. And they're by themselves. It's her and Donald J. Trump alone in this restaurant. Alone.
It looks like his wife is cropped out of the photo intentionally.
For sure. So her and sorry, that's my cat playing with us with a bolt. Okay, I have to take that bolt from her.
Anyways, that must have been a great flavor cake because I would not have been accepting it from Donald Trump. Who knows what he could have been putting in it.
Do you think they have to clear
the secret ingredient?
God, that's so strange. She's got a nice watch on, though. What's her name? Alina? Alina's got a really nice watch. I mean, it looks like a goddamn big-ass face on it.
Oh, look. This is actually straight from New York Post. Habba said she has... Oh, who gives a fuck about that? She takes criticisms from some who imply that the former president picked her for his legal team because of her looks. She gets mad at people for assuming that about her.
Oh, I assume that she's probably
that
a
is
great
a great
lawyer.
assumption, though. You know.
Yeah, I mean, as an idiot, that's my first thought. But you know what? I'm sure she is a good lawyer.
She'll defend you for any.
I can't look at more pictures of her. Let's be honest.
New York Post is very.
She'd be a wifey for me. Let's be honest. Like Jesus,
can't look at that one.
That's cool though.
I have been indicted.
Jesus.
Funny news.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't favor J. Trump or Mr. Biden.
They're both very laughable.
Oh, Jesus, they're so laughable. And we were talking about that earlier today, how Biden, probably a racist man.
Was a racist man. Probably
man.
Still continues to be.
Yeah.
Low key.
Because during, the 70s and 80s, he had some really racist bills? No. Well, how do I...
They were like bills. He wanted to put... I mean, he's obviously said some terrible things about people of color that should not be relayed. And it's crazy how Obama chose him.
Yeah. I wonder how
as a vice president.
How did that conversation happen?
Yeah, out of all people that are senators.
Why would he choose Biden? Is it just for the white vote? You know what I mean? Just to be able to hey, I got a normal white guy with me too.
I got a converted individual.
Yeah. You know who wouldn't have that type of attractive lawyer like John J. Trump would? Obama could never have that kind of attractive lawyer. Can we look up who Obama's lawyer is?
I don't even think he needed any.
Oh, he needs a lawyer and spokesman.
Yeah, for his war crimes.
Yeah, I want to
look at that stern look.
Obama lawyer and spokesman. Can you write that? And spokesperson. There we go. And then images.
Her name is Catherine.
Let's see. Whoa, that's not what I expected.
She looks like Sid from Ice Age a little bit. Not trying to be mean.
No, don't be mean. She looks like a nice woman. She looks like a nice woman. Go back. I wanna. Yeah, don't trash Catherine. Catherine's
anybody working in the White House can be trashed.
Whatever, man. I'm a true American.
Where were they during the insurrection?
The insurrection of what?
The Capitol.
Oh, yeah.
Was she being the spokesperson for Obama? Don't do this, guys.
Now I think you're talking out of your ass because she has nothing to do with that. That was all.
I don't even want to touch that subject. I'll talk about how companies falsely use Black Lives Matter as a campaign for their marketing, but I will not talk about
the storm of the Capitol because I still don't understand any of that subject.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
You cannot overthrow a government with the people that you have brought there that day. That is not a militia. That is a fun party get together.
And I think I saw 3 separate videos of cops, police officers, letting these protesters in. None of that shit's been addressed.
I know.
None of that shit's been addressed. And
I mean, those people that have went definitely were looked at on cameras and were like, yeah, you're going to jail definitely. Because, why are you here?
Mm-hmm. Every single person who was in that Capitol building did go to prison, right?
I'm pretty sure they checked the cameras, tried to get everyone.
Get facial recognition. They even have, groups.
They went berserk trying to capture all the people that went.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, we never heard anything about the cops. Well, the only thing we heard about was a cop that he had a heart attack.
I mean, there was that one lady that tried climbing over and then got shot.
Yeah,
that was true. A crazy clip circulating around.
You actually saw the clip of that?
Yeah.
Stop.
That was on Twitter.
Stop.
And,
seriously? What happened in the video?
She tried climbing over it was like a wooden thing and it had glass, like a door. And she was just trying to climb over it like a fence, and it was 7 feet high, 8 feet high.
Okay.
And
what was on the other side?
Just guards.
Cool. That's a great place to go.
She went to the other side, literally.
Oh God. So I'm assuming she was. Yeah.
It was just one bot.
Oh, okay.
And we got to be ready.
Visit orugastore.com today and enter the discount code OP15 for 15% off your order on all Oruga merch. Free shipping for orders over $50 is available as well. Thank you.
That's a good education of what you shouldn't do to the United States government is storm the Capitol. I mean, you don't find me doing that, but
You'll learn a very hard lesson. And it's that the government can find you.
So yeah, I would agree with you on that one.
Don't go storm the Capitol.
Yeah. Even from that, like, for how peaceful the storming of the Capitol was, like, it was, like, not, from what I take from it, it wasn't an aggressive thing. It's just that
people showed up with, wearing whatever they wanted.
Right.
Which is definitely the party that they supported.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it was all Trumpies, I guess.
Yeah, it seemed like it. It seemed like all Trump supporters. But, like, kind of like...
A third of them looked equipped with some sort of armament,
Okay.
With some sort of weapon.
They felt so childish. They
Yeah.
looked like Boy Scouts that were just, like, having a good old time.
Couldn't make the team.
Yeah, they were just having a good old time.
Yeah, it's the B team of Boy Scouts.
Like that photo of the guy sitting in Nancy Pelosi's office with his feet up.
With the buffalo skin on and shit.
The buffalo hat? Did he have a buffalo hat on?
That dude that was all painted and shit and had like fucking horns or something.
Okay, like a Viking hat?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you thought it was a Viking hat, but that's just, he looks like a minotaur. Do you know what I mean?
Okay. But that was such an iconic photo, though.
Yeah.
God, that was such an iconic photo. I'm not saying it was a good photo. I'm not saying that they should ever do that.
It's gonna be probably in social studies books in the next few years. I mean, like, this was an event, and this is the only picture that we could get from the event.
My kids should learn about that event for sure, because it was so strange. And I remember the false narratives that were going around, like the conspiracies. The conspiracies,
especially with
time.
Like backpacks being planted, or just random supplies being spread throughout Washington D.C.
Dude, the day, oh my god, the day I figured out that I was on a plane when I found out the news that the Capitol was stormed. Okay, and I read an article that it was, Trump supporters that were running through the Capitol, and that was the only piece of news that I got. And I'm on a plane, all right, and I'm sitting with my mom, and the first thing she says is, "It probably was a hoax." It was so funny.
How is it a hoax when you just see all those pictures flooded online?
Well, she just couldn't believe that Republicans would do it. She just didn't believe. She was because she was she comes from a Republican family. Like, she leans mainly Republican. I mean, she voted
seeing
for
a bunch of classless people on TV.
She never thought that. She was like, "Oh, this is definitely Antifa or something like that." Like, that's what she said. I kid you not. And I was like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't really know, but yeah,
I mean, anything could be a ploy. Those people could have been put there and been like, just act stupid for a day.
Like a CIA spin?
Yeah, it could have been a psyop or just anything like that.
Are we talking about a Boston bombing? JK, is that too soon?
Oh, God.
We don't laugh about that. That is serious, but, come on.
We laugh about every traumatic event. Don't worry.
Oh, but, yeah. Jesus, dude. I still can't believe how uneducated about that whole situation I am. About just them storming the Capitol. And it's so fascinating when you start talking to somebody about
their take on it.
Their take on Trump's speech. That's the tit of the tat, is how funny. You want to know how somebody leans, politically? You ask them, what do you think of Donald J. Trump's speech on the last day he was president? And you'll hear he was peaceful. He didn't say anything. He didn't invoke any of them. He just wanted a normal conversation. And then you hear, and that's the Republican side. And then you hear the Democrats are like, he fucking incited them to go in there and kill everybody. It's like, okay, like, there's got to be a happy medium.
Like a death by firing squad.
He sent his goons.
Yeah.
Like, that's literally what he did. That's what, I don't know. I mean, I'm in the middle, man. I don't know what to believe. But it's a lot. It's definitely a lot. I was seeing that, you remember, I don't know what his first name is, but I was just glancing over Fox News. You remember, like, Waterworld's Jason? I don't know what his first name is, actually. But he has his own show, and he's almost basically replacing...
Are you talking about Tucker?
No,
Tucker's on Twitter now. He's got a show on Twitter.
A show on Twitter?
Because ever since he got fired from Fox, got relieved from Fox.
He's not on Fox anymore?
No. He quit, or something of that nature.
What?
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? He's the most Fox guy out there.
He couldn't be more Fox News.
That dude is Fox News.
That dude is Fox News. Well, I guess the Waters guy replaced him. Who was the guy who, like, touched women? It was like it was in, I don't know, 2014. His show was like hot shit on Fox News. I used to watch him as a kid so much because, like, that's what my parents would watch. And
let's see.
Yeah, what is his name?
So they sent.
Oh, he had a book about, like, he had a book about Jesus and Lincoln.
Jesus and Lincoln?
Jesus and Lincoln. He had a book
like
about
Abraham Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln and Jesus Christ.
That is the weirdest. What?
I'm telling you.
Yeah. So Carlson launched his online series Tucker on Twitter earlier this month.
Tucker
and
on
this
Twitter.
was June 12th.
Tucker on
this
Twitter.
Was
that's
yesterday.
actually
This was yesterday's news.
That's actually really cool. I like that Tucker on Twitter.
I know, it has more of a nice roll up the tongue.
It definitely does. Okay, so Fox News people?
Damn.
Posts.
You know what it was over?
What?
It was over the $788 million settlement with the Dominion voting systems that Tucker Carlson apparently misinformed people of and said that the voting systems were rigged during the 2020 presidential election.
Okay.
And that's what has canceled him and made Fox send a cease and desist letter to Tucker Carlson.
Okay. Thank God I can finally search it. I can't believe this guy's being wiped off the... Bill O'Reilly.
Bill O'Reilly?
You remember Bill O'Reilly?
Was that the guy who's... Is he bald?
So, okay, Jesse Waters. This is what I'm talking about now. Jesse Waters has his own show now.
I fuck with Jesse Walt. What is his
really?
name? Walters?
Water.
Oh, no. I'm thinking
Waters.
of this guy on it. Something else. I'm thinking of the other news guy.
Bill O'Reilly was...
I don't like that Walter guy.
Bill O'Reilly was, I guess, fired for touching women or something. He was taking advantage of somebody on set of his show. Or maybe he wasn't on his show. I don't really know. But I watched a ton of Bill O'Reilly. And during the Bill O'Reilly show, they would have Jesse Waters do a segment that was called Waters World. And they would...
Walter's World? Or
Waters World.
Waters World?
I know this for sure because I loved Waters World. Because Jesse Waters would go up to...
Oh, his name is Waters.
Yeah. So
I thought you said Walters.
No. I wonder if I can actually play.
You got 5 seasons of this shit.
Of what?
Of Waters World every Saturday at 8.
World. Yeah, dude. Waters World was awesome. It was so cool. I'm gonna do 2020.
Damn, I didn't know he had his own show though.
Maybe 15?
That's pretty crazy.
What? Political correct edition. Yeah, he was so good, dude. I was a big fan.
Surely know. Americans being paralyzed by politically correct
He was like, he was
nonsense.
just,
It's an epidemic.
he would just go onto the streets and ask people a bunch of shit.
Damn, where's he on this one?
I have no
Are you
idea.
someone that's very politically correct?
I would think so.
I can tell. Now, if you and I were working together,
Sure.
He's
and
such
I
an
said,
asshole, too.
you know, you just look dashing today.
I would think that might be a bit leading.
I need captions.
Now, when I'm at work, am I allowed to compliment a woman's physical appearance?
I do.
If I say you have a really smashing tank top on,
A really smashing tank top.
Might be offensive.
Nice set of Hooters.
you smell really nice.
Oh, I would not like that at all.
Oh, God.
I can't say she's got really nice legs.
Might make
Oh
other
my
people
God.
in the workplace feel uncomfortable.
Anything below the chin area?
I wonder if this audio is going through. Do you think this audio is going through?
Can I tell a guy he has a really nice
Huh?
suit on?
Do you think this audio is being recorded also?
Oh, I don't
But
know.
why can't I tell a girl she has a nice pantsuit?
It's not over until the lady in the pantsuit says it is.
Yeah,
Can
can
say
I pause it?
homosexual?
I think
So
fine.
that's Water's World, and I would watch. This is in 7 years ago.
Man.
7 years ago, this was.
Why does Fox News not have a YouTube logo?
What do? Oh, whoa.
That makes it look so illegitimate.
You're telling me Fox News, their YouTube doesn't even have a fucking logo?
And their banner. They don't have a banner.
They don't have a fucking...
But they have
banner.
11 million subscribers.
This makes me so pissed off, actually. This is why Fox News is entertainment, not what is going on. I feel like anybody will... If we started walking around with a camera and a mic, people would just walk up. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't think it's...
Anyone with a mic and a camera crew or
Dude,
guy.
While I was in Philly, I saw a camera, like this one guy have a big ass camera and then another guy having a mic, and people were just walking up to him, like they were like friends for years.
You know what videos piss me
It's
off
like,
though?
what? How can you be that much of a attention whore? You're like, I gotta talk to you. You're filming? Let me get on that film. Like, what? That's so stupid. But what were you talking about?
I lost my train of thought.
What, you're saying after Water's World you kind of get a brain tumor?
Yeah, his content is quite harassing.
He's literally
And,
harassing women. He's like, he literally went up to a woman and smelled her hair like he was biting. Like, that was so...
Yeah, no words. He just goes in for the sniff.
He's just like, ready? He's just...
Just imagine that on the back of your ear.
That's so disgusting and so fucking creepy. And then he goes up to another woman and is like, so what would I say? What would you say to me if I told you that you had a smashing tank top? That's like, you're fucking weird. That's what I would
Smashing.
say. Smashing.
What verbiage was being used back then?
I don't know. But the fact that they were cutting, after he would say that, they would cut to Dumber and Dumber, of a clip of Dumber and Dumber. Like, this is clearly entertainment. This is not news. This is not
Yeah, purely comedic.
purely comedic.
Because you're asking people on the street like it's a goddamn...
Quiz.
Yeah.
Like they're getting quizzed right now. And if I was asked on the street a quiz question about the American law system, I would give such a shit answer. I would give the shittiest answer I could possibly give in my whole life. Because when I'm on the side of the road, you know, the last thing I'm thinking about is American law. Okay? I'm just thinking about getting my fucking food. Where am I going? Like, oh my gosh. Water's World. I can't tell you how many times when I was a kid I would watch Bill O'Reilly. Oh my gosh. As a kid I watched Bill O'Reilly nonstop. And I remember when he would promote his book, he would take when he would do his daily show, it was at 7 to 8 p.m. every single night. Or maybe it was 8 to 9 every night. It was somewhere around that time slot. And then Hannity was on after him.
Dude, you know what news anchor guy kind of made my childhood?
Who?
Oh, fuck. Is his name Kramer?
Who are you talking about?
The guy that always does the stock picks or just the stock market news.
Oh, we talk about the guy who has like a bat and a
Kramer, Jim Kramer.
Jim
Dude,
Kramer?
I know
Jim
he
Kramer?
sucks. He sucks at literally picking every stock pick or just talking about the stock market.
Yeah.
And he's
This
the host of
dude.
Mad Money, and he's
God.
always got a red face every time he's talking.
The raddest face.
And he can get so fucking worked up about stocks. He's gonna have a heart attack
Dude,
one day.
who's that
from it going under?
He looks like that actor who, God, what's his name? Who's on like Zombieland and all that.
Oh,
He looks like that actor to me.
yeah, you're right.
But yeah, Jim Kramer. I've seen so many videos of him.
He's also another laughable person.
He's on CNBC. That's funny.
Yeah, CNBC.
Gosh, the host that I was always a big fan of, David Muir. That
Dude, that guy, he knows how to report news.
He's like the most newsly guy I've ever seen. I literally loved David Muir when I was growing up, and I was like, man, I'm gonna have some hair like him. David Muir. I don't even know how to spell his name. But David Muir was like my dude when I was growing up to watch.
Dude knows how to report.
He's got such a head of hair too. Like, look at that stern face too. Look at that stern ass face.
I was just looking at that.
His eyes look like his man. He could kill somebody with his eyebrows. Oh my god! Look at that face. He's like, I'm ready to deliver ABC News with David Muir.
Damn, he's not even 50 yet.
Is he really?
He's 49.
He looks like a failed actor. He looks like a failed actor. That's the thing I never knew about newscasting is most of them do start out
As actors,
or at least like
amateur
trying to be in
actors.
show business.
Yeah.
Or like they're doing improv classes and they're doing reading classes and they're
Don't predict the future and just end up as a news anchor in 10 years.
I mean, I don't know. I wonder how hard that job is.
Under Preston with traffic.
Oh my god, that would be so miserable.
The traffic job would be the word.
And to have to remember where everything is on the green screen. You're just sitting in front of a green screen and you're like hoping that you're pointing in the right direction.
You're like, oh shit, my elbow. It's on the goddamn word. I'm messing everything up.
Dude, my favorite shit is when the weather guys or the traffic guys just draw dicks on accident.
Oh yeah. In this area, we got a slight breeze.
Oh my god.
And then these two circular areas.
So these two circular areas are where the tornadoes are happening, but this big long area is where the vacuum is.
Wind gust.
Oh my god. I was watching one of those videos recently and it was the most obvious dick that you ever could draw. It was just because he drew the head too.
Oh,
of
really?
the dick. It was like,
He definitely did that on purpose.
It doesn't look like it though. He looks completely oblivious to his actions because he did it out of order. He like drew the head first, and then he drew like the balls, and then he drew the shaft. It was so funny. And I was like, nobody.
Gotta make it look natural.
Yeah. Oh my god, dude. I remember I had older siblings when I was like 10 years old. I have no idea why I have such horrible siblings, but my siblings showed me a video of this newscaster, and he was a newsman, and apparently like a door opened up or like some big gust happened in the news set, and his pants fell off. And his full dick was just right there for live news to see for the whole city. And I was just like, I remember being 10 years old, scarred as fuck. It's like, oh my god.
I'm never watching the news again.
Watching
live news, especially.
Let it come out for the hour, and I'll watch the next hour. Oh my god. Imagine having that job though, where you have to wake up. If you're doing morning news, I mean, you're waking up at 3 a.m. to catch the 5 a.m. newscast. Oh my god, that would be so miserable. I don't even know what time. You have to go to bed at like 7, 8 p.m. to wake up at 3, get dressed.
And then what time are you off? Noon? Before noon?
Probably before noon. Yeah, you should be off before noon.
I don't know.
That's a good question.
Probably right around lunchtime for normal people, like noon or 1.
They say for radio and newscasters that you want the morning, though. You want the morning because that's the most paid, that's the most viewed is the morning news. Like the afternoon news and the afternoon radio shows, nobody gives a fuck about. But the morning news is when you're getting to the person first.
Yeah.
First thing in the day.
And you're like, oh, this country got bombed today. There's your news.
Yeah, and you're like...
They're just like, this shit's going on. Yeah,
no, why
right,
do you have to talk about bombings?
The important news is always in the beginning, in the morning, you know?
You gotta get to them first, man. You gotta get to them first. I always wondered, do you think they have hairstylists on set every single day? You think they cut their hair every day?
That's even more awful than the news anchor job itself, waking up that early.
Well, as a stylist?
Assistant?
Yeah, okay. So your girlfriend's going to be what? What is
esthetician.
An esthetician. So imagine, I don't know what that is, but imagine if she had to she was like, all right, I guess I'm working for the news now because I'm a hairstylist. Yeah. Like
skin beautification.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
That's
right up the alley.
That's right up the alley. So she's got to wake up at 3 a.m. now.
Doing face masks.
And she's
doing all types of stuff.
And she's driving to WEBN every morning. Is that news or radio? I can't remember.
WEBN is rock, yeah.
Oh, that's radio. That's radio in Cincinnati. It's WEBN. What's WLW? WLW. Bro, I'm killing the acronyms today. That's the news.
Can't wait for the WEBN fireworks, though.
WEBN fireworks? When are those? 4th of July?
I think they're in September. They're September every year.
Are there 4th of July fireworks in Cincy? I don't remember.
I think they do it around September every year.
And those fireworks are really decent. Actually, my sister got married. Well, not married, but she had a reception on the day of WEBN's fireworks.
Yeah, it's every Labor Day.
Every Labor Day? Yeah. It was cool. Her reception was during that day, and at the end of the reception, at the end of the dinner, all the people went outside and saw the fireworks. Those are some decent fireworks. But let me be honest, fuck fireworks. You seen them once, you seen them all. They're not coming out with new fireworks, guys.
On my bucket list, though, you know how cool it'd be to go to New York on New Year's Eve.
That's fair.
I mean,
what?
Stop it. The amount of confetti, I just want to see that kind of shit.
You're gonna be that asshole who goes to New York at the coldest time of this year, and you're gonna go outside and be like, I want to see that crystal ball fall.
You make a great point. It could be it is definitely the same every year.
It's the assholes who go to downtown New York to a warm bar. Maybe I'm just projecting. You know what? You follow your dreams, Nolan. You go there. You take photos and you tell me how it goes.
I'll be shivering my balls off, and I'll be enjoying it. Who knows?
That'd be awesome.
With confetti in my hair and shit.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so this has been OP, Oruga Podcast with Preston.
And Nolan.
So, check out our merch at orugastore.com. That's ORUGA store.com. Follow us at @ShopOruga on Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, TikTok.
Everything.
Fucking everything, bro. And then also we have a Cincinnati shirt that just came out on probably last week.
Last week, yep.
I mean, that shirt's actually, I'm really kind of proud of that shirt. So it's got multiple different designs, but it's just it's got, this design has a little Cincinnati kind of just emblem on the back, and then it's got an Oruga thing on the front. It's pretty cool. I mean, we put a lot of time into it, so
showing some love to the hometown.
Yeah, because we love Cincy. To a certain degree, we love Cincy.
Looking for an out-of-this-world poster or some stickers to brighten your mood? Check out the Posters and Prints collection on our website, orugastore.com. Our artworks are perfect for walls, mood boards, and anywhere you want to accessorize. The Oruga Podcast.
Somehow somebody's always looking the other way. Now look at these guys. They look busy, right?